Hi, my name is James Bozzetta, and we have Justin Stein here, our sales manager. We're going to go over the 2024 all-new Subaru Impreza, which we're very excited to have. Today we have our very first one, which is a silver standard model. And today we're going to go over some of the features as well as the exterior and interior of the car.
The sixth generation version of that Impreza now comes standard in the hatchback configuration. They've eliminated the sedan version of the vehicle. They've improved the chassis on this car. They've made it stiffer. It's much quieter when you drive it. The handling dynamics have been improved because of the stiffer chassis. As I move here towards the front of the vehicle, for comparison, we have a 2023 model right here. And at first glance, although they do look similar, there's a lot of changes to the vehicle that become apparent, especially when you have them sitting next to each other. Starting with the headlights. On the 2023 model, it's a little bit more subdued, toned down. They've gone much more aggressive now in the 2024 model. The grille is also larger in the front as well. You can see that over here, and more sporty looking. Additionally, the bottom intake as well underneath, the grille underneath on the bottom, has been modernized and also carries over with a much more aggressive look, as well as the tie-in for where you would have fog lights on any model other than this entry-level version of the Impreza. In addition to the chassis, which was stiffened by 10%, this car now has the rack and pinion steering setup very similar to the WRX, which improves handling, driving dynamics, and makes the car much more pleasurable to drive down the road. It is definitely sportier and feels more connected when you're driving it. Subaru has also increased the size of the gas tank on this newest generation of the Impreza. It now has a 16.6 gallon tank versus the 13.2 gallon tank that was on the previous generation. So you get extended mileage range when driving this car. Another nice upgrade on the new Impreza is the steering responsive headlights, which comes standard on all models. As you can see, this car has the old-fashioned traditional type headlights in it. On this new version, now what happens is not only do you get the benefit of the brighter and whiter LED lights, but when you're driving down the road and you go around a sharp turn or even a narrow turn, the headlights will actually follow the steering so you could see directly in front of you, making it safer and lighting up the road significantly more versus the old traditional style headlights. Standard on the Impreza, you're getting the 2-liter, 152 horsepower Boxer engine, low center of gravity, quiet, powerful. In addition, Subaru has also upgraded the brake booster on this car and now uses an electronic brake booster, which provides better pedal feel as well as better stopping distances. It also ties in now to the eyesight system on the car, so it's a better integration, direct by wire right to the brake booster. Subaru's new aggressive styling also translates really well on the back. You have the new C-shaped rear brake lights. It's really aggressive and tough looking back here. If Subaru was to make a hatchback version of the WRX, I envision this is what it would look like. But all the curves and creases back here really make this car look modern, gives it a great tough stance, and makes it look real sporty. In comparison to the previous version, which is a little bit more subtle in the back, a little bit more rounded off, this new version really stands out.
One detail I love about the new Impreza versus the old one is that if you take a look, the headlights and the grille and the bumper have a much more defined look than in the previous model. Previous model looks really nice, but this one just looks a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more angular, and the grille really looks like something that's kind of a little bit more sporty and youthful looking.
I really like how they've redone the center console in this car. A lot of WRX vibes, again, just like on the outside, are carrying across into the interior. You can see it here in the dashboard, even the way the steering wheel is set up in this car. This is the entry-level version, so in this particular model, we're going to get twin 7-inch screens. If you go to any of the other models, step above, the Sport or the new RS that's coming out, you're going to get upgraded to the new 11.6-inch entertainment system, which you see in all of the Subarus now, which is a nice option to have regardless. You're still getting touchscreen on here. It works quickly. It is efficient. And it actually, for something that isn't as large, it still has good quality. It's crisp, nice colors, good contrast when you look at it.
Yeah, what's nice about this one is it may not have the big screen that some of the other trim levels have, but if you think about somebody who's interested in the base level, you're still getting quite a bit of equipment, and it's extremely easy to use, which is really nice.
And you're also getting wireless Apple CarPlay. You're also, if you have Android, Android Auto, all that's going to be standard regardless of which screen or which model or which level you go with in the car. So, and again, it is nice. If you look at it, the layout is nice. It's still as familiar as the Subaru layout. It moves quickly through. Doesn't have any lag to it, whether you're selecting, I don't want to put the radio on right now because people won't be able to hear us, but any of the options or anything else that you select here, it has no problem finding everything. It is very user-friendly.
It's amazingly easy to use. Everything on here is an app, just like an iPhone, really. I mean, just to go wherever you want to go, whether it's the radio or whatever, you just click on it, and it's easy enough to do. It's really simple. Even the climate controls, very simple to use.
Right.
Some of the other features that are new on this car, you have the new generation of eyesight available in this car, or standard in this car, as well as the USB port that's integrated right underneath here. Very easy to use. And this one has the optional wireless charger, which is really, really cool as well.
And it's well thought out too, because look at the size of the charging pad. So I don't think there's any phone that's not going to fit on here. You could see that they thought out, because the phones just keep getting bigger and bigger, but the wireless charging is great. In conjunction with the wireless Apple CarPlay, you don't have to plug it in. You throw your phone on there, and everything is integrated and charging all at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at this whole center console, as I said before, this is a base Impreza. So for the customer that's buying this car, it's so simple and easy to use. Yet it's got the technology that you need in a 2024 car.
Absolutely.
All right. So another really interesting feature to note in this car is that you have the little side step right over here, right where the door sill is.
Let me demonstrate. So now I can easily load and unload stuff from top. You can add an available crossbar system to the car, and this just makes it easier. We see this feature in a lot of the other Subarus. They've carried it over now to the Impreza, just about convenience.
It is really nice, and you can obviously get the OEM genuine Subaru crossbars.
Standard on the Impreza is also the 60/40 split folding seats in the back. As you can see, for a subcompact, you actually get a tremendous amount of room in here. So whether the seats are down, it's completely flat here, or folded up nice and easy, you still have plenty of room back here for groceries. Subaru really thinks about you, the driver, convenience, what makes life easier. And something as simple and insignificant as a little light back here that you could turn on. So if you're loading or unloading the car in a dark area, a parking garage, you can see what you're doing, as well as little storage nooks right here and here and here to store who knows what but it's just Subaru thinks about what's going to make your life easier. And everything is integrated in here to make life easier. Additionally, there's also another little small storage nook right under here in the back, as well as your jack and your air pump that comes standard on this car as well. The biggest difference with this new version of the Impreza is definitely the driving dynamics. Noise, vibration, harshness, all reduced. For a subcompact car, it drives beautiful. It's quiet. As I've said before and stressed before, it handles beautifully. But Subaru made huge, significant changes to the car that you can really feel behind the steering wheel.
Yeah, one thing I would say about it is it's definitely a car that I would feel pretty confident in if I was going on a long trip and cruising at like 70, 75 miles an hour. It feels really solid. It could almost take another 30, 50 horsepower, no problem.
Easily. And we went out and test drove this thing the second it hit the ground, and we were truly blown away at how quiet and how wonderful this car drives. They've really kicked it up a lot. And you could tell that they spent a lot of time and money and investment to make this car ride the way it rides.
Very much so. All right, in summary, so there's three trim levels of the Subaru Impreza. There's the base model here, which starts around $23,000, as well as the Sport being the next step, adding the 11.6-inch screen, the 18-inch alloy wheels, and a more sporty look. Then I'm very excited about, as a performance enthusiast, the upcoming RS. And once that hits the ground, we'll do a video on that car as well. And that car utilizes a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with an extra 30 horsepower. So we're looking forward to that. And we will see you at the next video.